Yeah, Sam, you've had some incredible mentors. Do you want to talk about how you went from, how have you kind of navigated becoming where you're at? And, for those people who haven't heard your music yet, I can't wait for them to hear you. I was privileged. You blew my mind first time I heard you, and it's obvious what's in front of you to all of us, right? But mentorship has been a huge part of your journey.
Absolutely. Uh, two mentors come to mind, and now three. And this was more so mentorship through collaboration because I was at a point in my development in music that I was able to help these guys, and help with projects. And so one of them is Jamie Foxx. We've been working together for the past 6 years. I've done and through working together, um, we've worked on, let me see, the first Netflix thing was, Dead Stop Embarrassing Me. I did his theme song for that. And then, the second project was, a hip hop family Christmas and a hip hop family wedding that was on VH1 and Paramount, and I did the main title and the closing, original for that, and we released those songs. And then right after that, we did Day Shift. I did the theme song to the movie Day Shift featuring him and Snoop. And then we did the song Mowing Down Vamps with my best friend Bud, with Dave Franco, Snoop, Megan Good, Jamie, Jay Young, MBK, and the whole entire cast. And so this was back to back to back. And for him to have trusted me with those major projects where I produced, mixed, mastered, wrote, pretty much all in the box, for him to have that much trust in me, was a launching pad for me, to be honest. You went from, working on pretty cool projects to now, on a red carpet with Snoop. And I'll show you guys a picture that changed my life. This picture right here, if I could scroll down even faster, come on, internet.
Well, while you're pulling it up, one of the short stories I shared with you was I was fortunate enough when I was young in LA to just be sort of friends and familiar with Ryan Tedder's journey. But early on, he was working with, Oakenfeld and Bubba Sparks, and then Timbaland came along, right? And that, Ryan was obviously talented. It would drive me nuts. We'd go to his little shows, and it's like, how is this song "Apologize" not on the radio right now? And it's like,
Right.
and it's like Arizona Rain. It's gonna just
Yeah,
absolutely pop,
absolutely.
and so it's like, and then it's, you're the kind of guy who isn't just connected to those kinds of musicians, but and celebrities, but you also build other people's portfolios too. I see you mentoring and producing, and um, I just think it's so cool. But you want to show that photo?
Yeah, this is the photo. That's
Yeah.
that that's what changed everything. And on that day, there was the Day Shift movie premiere red carpet. That's me with Jamie, J Young, and MBK, and Snoop Dogg. And in that photo, I produced all three of those guys
Yeah.
at the same time for a number one movie for Netflix. I mean, you're talking about a launching pad. Um, and it showed that, look at all that pressure. This is a giant task, but you got to recognize, that you are enough. Yeah, you are enough. Wait, you mean I'm working with Netflix and Jamie and Snoop Dogg and everyone else all at the same time? Yes, because you are enough. You're ready. And that was my I'm ready. And then here lately, I've had the pleasure to work with Diane Warren, and she did my last two singles. And Diane Warren, what I don't think people realize working with a songwriter to that magnitude, first of all, is very hard to come across a songwriter that has that type of catalog and that you can work with one on one in the studio right now. Um, I'll say this thing: working with her, I now truly understand what a hit is because the way she works, she impours that talent into you. She impours that know-how, that instinct of songwriting into you instantly. And so once you feel her songs and you adapt to her songs, you now feel what it is. And now you can recognize that for the rest of your life because Diane has a songwriting gift that is a gift that keeps giving. She
Yeah.
gives you the cheat code because I recognized it when I saw talk about it in bed last night. This is why you work with the best songwriters in the world. Is because not what it does in the studio, but how it translates with people in
Uh-huh.
person. I didn't realize how big that song was until I sung it last night. Huge, huge record. And then it's another song called Blessings that we were going to release it back in January, February, but the fires happened here in LA.
Yeah.
And the first line of the song was I've been through 100 fires. And we couldn't release it because it was so spot on and Diane Warren's house in Malibu burned down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we had to pull it back because we didn't want the press to think that we were trying to benefit
Yeah.
from the the tragedy. So just goes to show Diane, she was an amazing mentor when it comes to I was able to produce the record that she sung for myself. It was so amazing. Wow. Mentors are so important, man. And so those are like my top three so far. And
Man.
I don't take it for granted. I don't take it lightly. It's insane to even be saying those names. And I
Yeah.
moved to LA 6 years ago. I moved to LA 2019. I didn't know none of these people.
Yeah.
In
One of the things I love
2019, I
about
got
you
here in July.
Yeah, one of the things I love about you is you're surrounded by incredible, you know, cultural icons, business moguls.
Yeah,
And for you, you show up and just love and drive community and drive creativity and like it doesn't phase you who you're with. You are Sam through and through.
yeah.
And
You have to be.
yeah.